Alright, by popular request, this is the clutch lever. I've got all of my layers set up, and I'm going to draw on the construction layer. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw the big L by using construction line. I'm going to offset the length of the front view, which is 4.26. Distance between 1.25. Width of the side view 1.44. Okay, height of the front view is 2.26. And distance between 1.25. Width of the top view is always the width of the side, same as width of the side view, which is 1.44. I have two perfect squares here, so I know I did that right. Okay. Now I'm going to go to my object layer, and I'm going to trace over my boxes. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the projection line here, because I know I'm going to need it, especially since the side view of this thing is one giant hot mess of hidden lines. Okay, to get back to my commands, I'm right clicking, and that's where I'm getting enter and repeat line. That makes things go a lot faster than clicking line every single time, guys. Alright, I'm going to turn off my construction layer, and I'm left with what I need to deal with. So I'm going to start in the front view, and I'm going to start with the circle because that's the big commanding feature there, and I'm going to offset 2.12, and then it is 1.26 up from the bottom. Okay, and the diameter of this thing, circle center diameter, is, it gives me two different dimensions, but I'm going to use the common dimensions, which is 1 1/8, which is 1.125. Hang on, I need to yell at first period to tell them to be... Okay, problem solved. So now this circle has this weird little slot, and it tells me that the width of the entire slot is 0.12, but it's got a center line going between it, so that means that I can divide that in half. So I'm going to offset 0.06, which is half, up and down. Okay. And now I'm going to trim. I'm also zooming way up on this thing because it's driving me nuts. I'm going to use the circle as a trim boundary, right click, and then trim all of this stuff away. Oh, it's going to make me delete that. Okay. And now I need to trim this spot because the circle actually gives it kind of like a little keyway. So I'm going to go recent output trim. I'm going to click this line and this line, right click, get rid of that. And I'm going to delete this guy because he's going to wind up being a center line anyway. Okay, so there's the circle and the slot. Now I need to start putting these angles on this thing. And it tells me that the angle that goes this way starts at 1.06 over. So I'm going to offset 1.06. Okay. And now it tells me that this is a 60-degree angle that makes this cut through the whole thing, which is wonderful. So I'm going to do line. Click here. I'm going to press shift and touch comma on my keyboard, and it gives me the little carrot looking thing right there. This is 60 degrees, but it's 60 degrees plus 180 because this line here is 180. So that's going to be 240. And then I can just draw my line. And the phone's ringing, so hang on one sec. Okay. That was my bro at the junior high asking me TSA questions. It's all good. So back in business, we are going to now offset 0.76. Whoops. We're going to offset 0.76. There we go. Thank you, AutoCAD, for cooperating. to make this straight line here. And then this shelf at the bottom to make the part where it connects back comes up 0.88. So I'm going to right click, repeat offset, 0.88. There we go. So now let's start trimming this thing up. Use that as a boundary, right click, get rid of this. I know I need to get rid of that. All of this stuff that hangs out is going. Okay, repeat trim. Enter. Now this thing comes up and over. So this part here is coming out. Okay, and then these lines here. Oops. We're actually not going to trim that. We're just going to delete that. And oops, repeat trim. Click this line, get rid of that. And that's what you should have so far. There's your 60-degree angle. There's the little L that it creates. Here's the circle with the slot, and oh, the slot, we need to cut this part out. Okay. So now we need to do the angle on the other side. And it tells me that this angle starts 1.94 over. So I'm going to offset 1.94. Okay, and now I'm going to draw this angle. Click on line, click there, shift comma, and it's going to be negative 34 because it's 34 degrees below the horizontal. Okay, and then we trim. Repeat trim. And we're going to delete that guy. So now it's actually starting to look like what it's supposed to look like. From the center of this circle, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw a line, let it find the center of the circle. And this is just really truly a construction line. It tells me from here, offset 1.06 is where it makes this part here. Now this doesn't touch and it needs to touch, so we're going to use extend. And you use extend by typing in extend, enter. It works just like trim. You pick the boundary, right click, left click on what you want to extend. Okay. And delete that guy. I'm going to recent input, repeat trim. And this is pretty much my front view. I got a little circle over here. This is pretty much all of the object lines in the front view minus this circle. So let's do that circle really quick. Offset. He's 0.5 from this line. And he's 0.44 up. Circle center diameter. And the diameter is 0.38. Okay, so we're going to delete these lines. And there are all of the object lines for your front view. So the next step, as you guys know, is you're supposed to start projecting all of this stuff. So this is a visible corner, so this is coming up. Right click, repeat line. This is a visible corner, it's coming up. Right click, repeat line. Same thing here. Repeat line. Wherever you have a corner in one view, you're going to have a line in another view. Alright, as far as the slot goes all the way through and it's connected to the circle, so there's really no way to project it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to project the hidden lines that make the circle. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Remember, diamonds are a girl's best friend when she's projecting circles in AutoCAD. So far, the front view is, the top view is looking pretty good. I'm going to trim because all of these lines hanging out are going to make me crazy. So I'm going to select these two lines as my boundaries. I'm going to right click, draw a box around the junk I want to get rid of. Okay, missed one. Okay. Now I need to put in this thickness here because this circle also doesn't go all the way through this part. It's cut back. This part is cut back. And it tells me that from here to here where that line is created is 0.56. So I'm going to offset 0.56. Okay, and you can see this L piece here. That's that sloped surface in the top view. Okay, so I'm trimming. Okay, and this whole little piece here is coming out. Okay, and top view. We get rid of that. Okay. Now we have this circle up in the top view where it says C-bore from bottom. What that is a counter bore, but the counter bore is upside down. You guys are used to drawing them where the counter bore sits up top. This time it's at the bottom. So the way we're going to draw this is we're going to figure out first of all, where they go. And because everything on this drawing seems to be measured from the center of this circle, yay, we're going to drop a line here. I'm going to offset that line 0.94 this way, and then it is 0.72 from the side. So right there is the center of these two circles, where that center line and that blue line cross. So I'm going to do circle, center, diameter, and I'm going to be on my object layer because that would make sense. Okay, and the diameter here is 0.44. That's the smaller circle. The counter bore is going to be a hidden line because it's at the bottom. So I'm going to go circle, center, diameter. And the diameter of the counter bore is 0.62. So you should wind up with two circles that look like that. I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines I used to create that circle because it's just going to give me a headache while I'm trying to move everything down. I always like to put my center lines on last. Okay. So now I'm going to project these circles down. Both of them. Okay, make sure you get your diamonds. Repeat line, get your diamonds. Okay, and now it tells me that the depth of the counter bore is 0.5, so I'm going to offset 0.5. This guy at the bottom. And now to change that to a hidden line, I'm just going to click on it and come up here to hidden, and it'll switch it to the hidden layer. Okay, and then you press enter. Now I'm going to trim my counter bore. Trim the counter bore. I'm going to pick this line I created. Right click. If it's above that line, it's the outside. If it's below that line, I want to keep the inside. Okay, repeat trim. Set some boundaries here. Right click, get rid of the stuff I don't want. Okay, and there is your counter bore. So now we've got this circle, we got that circle, we got this circle. There's a circle over here, but we can't really figure out where it is until we get to the side view. So this video is now 14 minutes, so I'm going to stop this one and I'll do another one that shows you how to do the side view and the center lines.